So we don't need to approve the agenda because we can't make any motions, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so let's scroll on down. I can't see unless it's me that needs to scroll. Okay.
No, it's me. I'm scrolling.
Okay, all right. So no need to approve the minutes. We'll go right into the expenditures. You can put up Alachua County. And we'll take any discussion. I can tell you that I have previewed, as I'm sure most of you have, also previewed these as they came in. So I don't have any particular questions on any of them at this time. None that I haven't already asked, which was basically the only questions that I had about the overall expenditures were those that reported that they didn't have any. I wanted to know what were their plans since we're moving towards the end of it. Other than that, I didn't have any questions, but we'll open up the floor for comments and discussion on Alachua County.
This is BJ. I'm good with it. I've been very busy and have had a really successful year in land acquisition for sure.
Okay, we can move to the next one, Gina. We're not going to study long if nobody has any questions. Unless you need this particular opportunity to look over them, then just raise your hand or say move back, or Carly, you're going too fast or whatever. But we're not going to linger if we don't have anything to discuss on those.
So can I ask why are we making motions and approving them?
Because we're 100% online. All of us are online. There are no in-person. And ever since the state lifted the in-person meeting requirements, we have to have a quorum in person in order to do the voting. And so since all of us are online tonight and we don't have that quorum, we're going to try to reach that goal for our March meeting so we can get these things approved and taken care of. But for this particular meeting, it was our first meeting of the year, right? And so we wanted to come and take a look and have any discussion about the expenditures. And when we come back in March, we could just move ahead to approve them and make our motions at that time.
Okay, and Gina, you'll have to will you be taking a census on those that can come so that we can have a quorum? I guess it gets a little challenging.
Yes, and the interesting thing is that I need to, so technically this is a 5-member board. So there's 2 city, 2 county, and then 1 smaller city representative. So that's a total of 5. And then everybody has an alternate. So I need at least 3 of you to be physically present. And with that, we also recently had a resignation. So Dr. Deidre Houchin, she's going to be a county employee. So she had to resign from the oversight committee.
Okay, so Gina, you can go ahead and put the chair down as one of the in-persons. I do that for the UAB as well, so we can maintain a quorum there and get business done. I don't mind. I'm out in the public anyway. I don't mind making that sacrifice. So if we could have 2 other persons that can join me for the in-person meeting.
Vice Chair will be there.
I'm also available.
Great.
So actually, I guess the better question is who's not going to come?
Yeah, I can come.
But you all
if necessary.
So there's a form, Gina, that we fill out with the UAB for those of us that are not appearing in person that allows us to still be able to vote. Is there a such form that exists with the county?
Nope. So with the county, you can still vote.
Okay.
Even remotely, but I have to have a quorum of physically present members. And so at this point, and if I've missed somebody, let me know, because I can only see 4 of you on the screen. Carla, Jane, Gary, and David are all physically present.
Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. And if anything changes, please, please, please let me know prior to the meeting, because I'm going to need to, well, even if one of you can't come, we'd still be fine. But if 2 of you can't come, I need to tweet talk somebody else to come. Otherwise, we don't have the quorum of in-person members.
Okay, great. Okay, we can go on to the next municipality.
Gina,
Yes.
can you hear me? It's Dorothy.
Yes, ma'am.
Can alternates come in person to the meeting? Or, I will come if that would be helpful.
You sure are welcome. All of you are welcome. I have to have a minimum of 3 of you. So if all of you show up, that's wonderful. I have to have at least 3.
Put me down.
Perfect. I got you down.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, any questions about the city of Alachua?
Nope.
No, ma'am.
No discussion? We can go to the next one, Gina. City of Archer. Any questions? And the meeting is recorded, right?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, good. So if there's no discussion on Archer, we'll go to the next municipality.
Do you need me to blow this up a little?
Please, ma'am. We always know that City of Gainesville, of course, as the largest municipality, is always gonna have the most line items.
I know Betsy's been busy. She's on the call.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I appreciate, Gina, you sending us all the Wild Spaces Public Places updates as they occur and give us an opportunity to engage in those so that we're not having to try to receive some type of report or narrative from Ms. Waite every time she's here. We see that she's quite busy with the City of Gainesville. Is there any discussions about the expenditures for the City of Gainesville?
Well, I have a couple comments and questions. I'll start with comments first. I want to commend Betsy on the program on, again, doing a lot of work this year. I live, let's see, where's the Oakview Park was finished this year, and gets an enormous amount of use, and great park near where I live. And then also really glad to see some work going on at Lincoln, where my kids used to play soccer. It was quite a challenge because of the condition of things. So good stuff. And then Betsy, a question: what is the difference between the two tables? Is one, and then we're showing for 2020 an expenditure of around 7.1 million. I'm curious to know if that is higher than what was projected or under what was projected, if you happen to know that offhand.
Sure. So BJ, can you tell me what table you're referencing?
There was a table one after this, wasn't there, Gina, and what we were submitted, and it had more additional expenditures and also had payroll like that. I was just like, they're structured.
This one here is High
Different
Spring.
database. Oh, okay.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
That's High Springs. Okay.
Gotcha. All right. Well, then nix that.
But BJ, I can speak to the revenue estimates. And so revenue for FY20, and Gina would have the holistic view, but for the City of Gainesville, so FY20 revenues were definitely lower than FY19. But we brought in, I guess we took in revenues of a little over $7 million, and you can see where we expended 6.9 million.
Okay.
And so we are still spending less than the revenue that's coming in. But my goal for our Gainesville program has been to try to spend between $6 and $7 million a year. But I mean, there's going to be fluctuations with what types of projects we're working on. But I want to try to keep up with the revenue stream coming in.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, on to the next expenditures. Is that High Springs? Thanks, Betsy. Any questions about the High Springs expenditures? If no discussion, we'll go on to the next one. The town of Lake Cross, yay! The money. Yes, yes. It's good to see that they're being able to use their tax dollars in that area. So that's awesome. On to the next one, if there's no discussion.
So Micanopy, they provided all of their receipts and such. So I don't know exactly how you'd like me to just kind of scroll through.
Yeah. Yeah. No, hey, right. I want you to send a follow-up and tell them we appreciate that. And ask them to please give it to us in a format that's similar to the rest of the formats. Okay.
You got it.
All right, but we can scroll through those receipts if you guys are up to doing that piece. But I mean, and that's great, some of the receipts, but it doesn't necessarily speak to what the overall project is. Did they send that? Is that in a narrative somewhere? Did they send a narrative?
So they, no, they actually didn't have a cover letter. Sorry, I'm going back up. I want to say that it was like an agreement type of document was their top page.
Right. So I saw the WSPP. So yeah, so let's do this since we're not approving anyway, this go around for purchase of playground equipment. Yeah, so let's do this. Let's write back to them and share with them one of the different form, however that graph is. You can see some of them look a little bit different, but they're all, you know, by project, by expenditures, that type of format. And this is perfectly fine for their record keeping, but that's not quite, I don't think, what we're looking at. We want to look at what the project is. We want to make sure that that project is available at a reasonable amount to the public, so that it's open to the public, reasonable at low or no cost, or that is a particular project that fits within there. So if they can send us that, and I'm quite sure, what is this all still the same document?
No, this is now moved on to Newberry.
Okay, all right, yeah, so send them that and let them know that we would want that for our March meeting so that we can get their expenditures approved.
Perfect.
For any discussion about Newberry? Other than that Canterbury Equestrian Center that I don't like. No, I'm teasing because I'm more interested in making sure that it's equitable and that people who don't own a horse will still have an opportunity if they wanted to use that. We have some grants and other programs to offset that. So I don't want anybody to think that I feel, I just want to make sure that there's equity in that. So I wanted to make sure I made that clarification there. Any discussions on Newberry expenditures? If not, we can go to the next one, Gina.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. So we have done what we came to do, look through expenditures. And Gina, we've already established that we're going to try our best to put forward, unless something comes up, we're going to have an in-person quorum so that we can actually meet next month to approve these meetings. I mean, these expenditures and the minutes from the previous meetings.
One comment, Gina, I think on the minutes you had September when they're actually October.
Perfect.
Just, I mean, that's something you can do. And then, so we didn't have a meeting in January, right? And then, but was it December, January, you sent an email that we were going to have a workshop?
That's what this is.
This is this workshop.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Anybody else?
Question, did we do Archer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
That's it for
Okay.
me.
If there's nothing else, then we'll adjourn the meeting. Gina, thank you, and we'll see you guys in March.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.